Well, good Saturday morning and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. Hopefully your weekend is off to a great start. Let me click a couple things here and we'll get ourselves going. Weather-wise outside, it's an odd one. Feeling like it's going to storm. We could get rain, snow. It's Michigan. So there we go. Looking like there's going to be some snow, but first some rain, possibly some severe weather. Who knows? But today, hopefully, we'll get the temperatures up, melt a little bit of that ice and snow before we get more, because that's how it rolls. So we'll just kind of keep watching it, and we'll be doing what we do here, spinning and having fun. Couple quick hellos this morning. Jesse, hey, thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. Ann, hi, and happy Saturday to you. And Betty says happy Saturday from Toledo. Thank you guys all very much for being here and watching. Quite a bit to cover today, so I'm going to kind of get right into it. And I have to go back and think of what my list was to cover. We got some new releases. We got some record store day stuff happening. I've goofed up with a couple of orders. We'll get to those. Good morning, Pat. Thank you for being here as well. So let's get to all of that. So let's start off first with a little bit of record store day news. I do have some pre-orders to talk about as well. I don't have a graphic for this, but it was a late announcement. Let me see if I can call this up. Record Store Day coming up, as you know, on April. Let's stop and think. I'm having a morning here, guys. April coming up on April 23rd. That's Saturday. But as we have alluded to and Record Store Day is made known, there's kind of a backup date. They're not calling this a drop one or two. It's Record Store Day. And then there's some more Record Store Day stuff coming out in June. So when you're going through the Record Store Day list, make sure you pay attention to that. Some of these releases are coming out in June. And just announced for the June thing, there was a Record Store Day edition of Paul McCartney, Women and Wives is the name of the release. McCartney's original version on side 1. And a St. Vincent remix on side 2. Looks like this is going to be a 12-inch single, or maybe a 7-inch. I guess I don't see it on here. I will do some more digging on this and find out. It was just announced. So our orders, by the way, for the Record Store Day stuff have already gone in. If you sent us your wish list, thank you very much for that. Everything that was put on the wish list was put into our orders, and it's in the hands of those who make the decisions on who gets what. And we'll find that out coming up here, hopefully in the next month or two. But don't forget, prior to Record Store Day, if you're curious on what we're going to have, we always do a live preview the night before. So Record Store Day on Saturday, April 23rd. So the night before, on Friday night at 6 p.m., we will do a live preview here from the store, letting everybody know exactly what it is that we will have on that big day. But again, the orders went in, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from there and hope for the best. Some news on the Rush front. If you've been watching our channel for a while, by the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like and comment after the fact. But if you've been watching us for a while, you know that we have partnered up a little bit with the folks from Rush Fest Scotland, as they release what is now going to be a series of Rush tributes, some Neil Peart tributes, the late Neil Peart, coming up. So last year, 2 years ago now, we had the Tributes Volume 1, Songs for Neil. Well, we have received word that the second volume of this, The Stars Look Down, another tribute to Neil Peart and Rush. These are Rush tribute bands, by the way. Beautiful renditions, beautiful release. The vinyl is on its way. And I've been talking with our good friend Steve Brown over at Rush Fest Scotland. And he is going to make an appearance on our Wednesday night show coming up here very shortly, as soon as he's got the vinyl in hand. But we have worked out some great agreements with him, where we will be the U.S. stateside distributor, if you will, i.e. we're shipping all of his orders out to kind of save them some money, because a lot of the money from this goes to charity, goes to cancer research. So we will also, by the way, have a limited number of these on hand in store. And I know a lot of you have said you wanted to pre-order this, and I kind of remember the names, but please let me know again if you want a copy of this in store, if you didn't order one online. Very limited edition. We'll have much more details on this as that gets a little bit closer. And we'll have Steve on to talk about that as well. But very much looking forward to this. The artwork is beautiful as well. Speaking of Rush, how can we not? This was announced a couple of weeks ago, and I think I made mention of it. Well, now we officially have the ability to pre-order, and this is the Rush Moving Pictures 40th anniversary. Last year was the anniversary. It got delayed, but this is the new release coming up on, let me get my notes here, released on April 15th. So just in time to take a chunk of your change out before Record Store Day. But this is the 40th anniversary of Moving Pictures. There's a couple of different variations. Of course, there's a compact disc version, but we're not going to be too worried about that. Up top here, we've got a 5 LP deluxe edition, half-speed master, direct-to-metal mastering. First time ever pressed on 180-gram vinyl. LP1 features the original album, and the remaining LPs present the complete unreleased Toronto concert from March 25th, 1981. This also includes a booklet with illustrations by Hugh Syme, liner notes, and Les Claypool's in the liner notes, as well as Taylor Hawkins. So this is kind of a cool. So that's the 5 LP version of this, and that's going to list at around $100. And not to be outdone, and I told myself I wasn't going to do this, but darn it, I'm going to here. The other big version of this is the super deluxe oversized box set. It's got the 5 LPs from the deluxe box set, but then comes fully loaded. Includes a 3D set featuring the 2015 album remaster and complete unreleased concert. So you get the 5 LPs, you get the CD version of it, and then it comes with a Blu-ray audio disc, first time ever Dolby Atmos 5.1 surround sound mix, including brand new video for YYZ. So you get a Blu-ray and 3 music videos on there, drumsticks, posters, all sorts of stuff. And the real sell point is a model car, a little die-cast model of a red Barchetta in there as well. That one's a little heftier. It's going to list at $300. And so here's what we're going to do. Like we do with a lot of these other big box sets, we're only going to do that big one by pre-order only. So let me know if you want that. I've got a pre-order deal. We can save a little bit of money off of that $300, not much, but we can save a little bit on that. If you want that big one, let us know when, as well as the 5 LP. Let me know if you want one of those, and we will go ahead and get them ordered up. So lots of cool news. Okay, let's get on to this week's new releases before I run out of time. And we'll get to the other news. Brand new stuff came out this week from the Verve Pipe. The album is called Threads. Talked a little bit about this on our Wednesday show, so back up and check that out when you get a chance. I've not listened to very much of this, a couple of clips online. I'm going to give it a much more thorough listen over my weekend on Monday and Tuesday, and let you guys know down the line. But some cool stuff from Michigan's very own Verve Pipe in their new reissue from the Beastie Boys, Aguilo y Olio. This is an EP, and you think about what the Beastie Boys are, what they've been with a lot of their more popular albums. This goes back a ways, and this is their early punk roots. 1995, return to their hardcore punk roots, including 2 bonus tracks on here and a rare version of Light My Fire. So some stuff for you Beastie fans, but not typical Beastie stuff. Sabaton, some heavier stuff on this. The War to End All Wars on Pacific Blue vinyl. Some heavy metal for you folks digging on that. Skid Row reissue on silver vinyl. Self-titled, this one coming from Friday Music, so it's a decent press. A little pricey on that, but still good. Recent release, rather, Tears for Fears. We got a couple more copies of The Tipping Point in, and this is on the green grass vinyl, so some cool stuff. See what I did there? Cool stuff from Tears for Fears. Scorpions, we still have a couple copies of their latest one, both the single LP and the double LP with extra music on there. Rock Believer is the name of that. We still have a couple of those here and some good things about that one as well. Spoon's latest, Lucifer on the Sofa, still have some copies of this in store, and I was so darn excited about this one. Holy cow. This is a music on vinyl release, and I'm going to probably do something on the record show down the line a little bit further about this, but this is Tripping Daisies. I Am an Elastic Firecracker. I love this album. It goes back to the 90s with Tripping Daisy, but some great stuff on here, and it's music on vinyl, so it sounds phenomenal. Yes, there is an open preview copy here in the store. The OGs on this, by the way, get a little pricey, so the music on vinyl price of $35 looks pretty good because the OGs are really, really tough to find, but man, that's a great album. Okay, a couple of other restocks. We got UFO's Force It. This is on limited edition clear vinyl. And this gets into my little admission here. Usually I'm really, really good with orders here in the store. But last week, somebody came in, ordered a copy of this, got the information about the order, and then we got talking about something else, and I forgot to get the guy's name and phone number. So if you were the person that ordered UFO's Force It, please stop into the store. We have that in stock. For this is an extra copy to sell, by the way. I do have the one copy that was ordered set aside. You know what? And not to be outdone, the same thing happened with a couple more. Praying Mantis Catharsis. I know somebody had ordered this, but I didn't write it down. If you did, let me know. If not, well, we can probably get another one. The same thing also. I think that this was an order. This is the broadcast. Ha Ha Sound is the name of the album. If you ordered this, let us know. And again, I'm usually darn good with this. I don't know what the heck happened last week. A little bit of brain fartage on the upstairs. Listen to a little bit of this, by the way. These guys are kind of ambient, experimental, comparable to Stereolab. So if not in order, then this one may find itself into a review category. Okay, a couple of other releases in. We got another copy of Luke Combs. What you see is what you get. So some great stuff from Luke. This was an order, and we got two of them because when I get orders of really tough to find stuff, I order from two different places. We got the copy in. It fulfilled the order, so now we've got an extra copy of Charlotte's Web soundtrack, brand new vinyl, sealed. The first time on vinyl in over 40 years from a few years back, beloved classic from them. And then a few Michigan things that showed up unexpectedly. This is Hominian. I'm going to say that right. Before and after. This is kind of electronic indie rock, Michigan, and I forget exactly where from. I have to look this back up again, but we got a couple of Hominian releases. This is an instrumental version of that. So check this out online if you get a chance. We have a couple copies of that. And for you doom metal, sludge metal fans, here is The Evil of Slaughterhouse, Michigan doom metal band. And this is on colored vinyl, and we do have a couple copies of that. You can't really see it. It looks black vinyl, but it's greenish vinyl on there. So a couple of cool things to check out. And I think that is what we had. I'm looking at my time, and I think we're all right. One final note here coming up, and that is we've been talking a little bit about the music trivia that we have had upcoming with Live Oak Coffee and the Blue Light here in Midland. We're going to have to postpone this once again. The date on that has been postponed into April. Let me look at my little calendar here. It'll now be Thursday, April 7th. And reasons for the move back is that they're a little tied up. We're a little tied up. And plus they didn't get many tickets. This is a ticketed event. You got to pay a few bucks to get in, but that helps cover the cost of the prizes from both Live Oak and us on here as well as pay for the space in the Blue Light. So we will have some more information on the rescheduling of the music trivia night. And I've been working on this thing, Kim and I have, and it's going to be a fun one for you music trivia fans and a little unexpected. We're going to have some fun categories kicking in as well. So look for more information on this, but been rescheduled until the first week of April as the music trivia night. A couple more quick hellos. Let me see what we got here going on. Paul says, yes. I didn't see that comment come by, but I'm assuming that you were hopefully ordered one of those things. Paul Scott says, good morning. Good morning to you as well. And go cold and windy from up north. Hiya, mother. Thank you for being here today. Okay. We are going to turn it back over to the turntable for the day. Not the old Midland record store, because Midland has a record store now, and that's us here. But my turntable, we're going to get some tunes spinning and have ourselves a great fun weekend here at the Wasteland. We're cleaning a bunch of records today, putting a bunch of stuff out. By the way, for those of you who are big fans of Neil Diamond and Barry Manilow, I'm putting just a whole bunch of stuff. We're not going to do a video, but normally it's dollar bin fare, but these things are very beautiful. They're great records, so they're pretty much going to be $2 a piece. But later on today and tomorrow, we'll have just a pile of Barry Manilow and Neil Diamond records hitting the shelves directly on the store here. So, okay, you guys have a great rest of weekend. We will do this again next Saturday. Please, if you have not yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're flirting with 700 subscribers, trying to push that up to 1,000 so we get some perks from the YouTube folks. So Share our videos, like our videos, comment on our videos after the fact. And I guess if you got something good to say, that'd be great. If you don't, we'll take it too. So, all right. What about Cyndi Lauper? What about Nikki? What about her? Hey, Nikki, how are you? Thanks for being here. Cyndi Lauper, you'll have to contact me on Facebook, Nikki, and are you asking if we have Cyndi Lauper? I think I cataloged some the other day, but we don't have any available at the moment, but we will soon. All right. Great. You guys have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records. Thanks so much for being here. Hit subscribe, hit like.